And we're live. I'm only 3 minutes late, but you know what? It's like 80 degrees here. I was out for a walk. I had to get my oil into the Tin Man. What does it say? It says 72. There's no way it's 72 because I was just out there. 74. No. Anyway, it's Spence. Another week has come and another week is gone. I honestly don't know what's going on. It seems like time is accelerating, but I am happy to say some things that are timeless are the most valuable of all. And I was having a good conversation with my one of my closest friends this morning about, we have kids the same age, we have things that we've done in the past. Like, we're not nostalgic in a bad way. We're just appreciative of the fact that, like, the older that one gets, the more experience one gets, the easier you are able to filter the things that matter and be unaffected by the things that don't. And I'm going to talk about that today because I don't have my slide up. I'm going to put my slide up. But today I'm going to talk, let me actually put one on here. I'm going to talk about how you can earn $300 an hour easily with WordPress. And the reason that that's such a big deal, let me go over here and grab the, I should have done the prep, by the way. And I also want to check my audio, is that we're living in a world of abundance. Before I go too far, let me double check that the audio is working. I got to standardize my process here. Hold on one second. Let me know if you don't otherwise hear it, but let's see. Hold on. Let's hear the Spence. Let me know. Yep, it's working. Okay, good. So let me get the screenshot up here, just because I know somebody's going to come along and they're going to be like, is this the right event? I do not apologize for my enjoying a Friday morning of exercise, but sometimes it's a little slow. Here we go. Okay. Ta-da! I feel better about myself because I'm delivering. All right. So what I was getting at was audio's good. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you. What I was getting at is the fact that I used to run a couple companies that had different names. There was One WDTV, there was Lab Secrets, there was Widget Laboratory. And I consistently had a message, which was how you can make and earn your living as a freelancer using, at the time, the social networking stuff and then WordPress. And it's never really been more true than today, because one of the things that I want to do today is bring that concept to 2024 and what we've been able to do now in the last 9 months since I officially announced Minute Launch, LaunchKit, and so forth, and probably the last 20 years of this evolving. And that is that the things that you can do today as a curious, independent, stay-at-home company of one are remarkable. In fact, I just think it's like one of those, after only 20 years, I'm an overnight success. But after 20 years of doing this, I find that 2024 is actually the easiest year ever for making money. Oh, 1WD. If you'd said you went back to the Widget Laboratory days, I actually have a new client who knew me from those days, the Ning days. But this is let me back on track. This is the easiest year ever I found for making money, because all of the Jenga blocks are in place for smart people who recognize that their lives and their situations of working from home or doing an online business, even restaurants, require somebody with an expertise of the modern tools and capabilities. Why? So that they can just keep up with the basics of their business requirements compared to their competitors. Let me frame this, and then we're going to talk about, I actually prepared a full rock and roll presentation steps today. The reason that this is relevant is, let's say you're a small business. I'm going to take you kids on a journey back to 1976. You had a requirement to put a yellow page ad in. You had a requirement to get the coupon clipper ad in. You had a requirement to have, various components set up for there wasn't even UPS then, but for the postman to know where to deliver stuff and how to get certain transactional things happening. Those were just mandates, basic things for doing business. Well, in 2024, let's be honest, what do you need? A jillion other things, because your competitors now have virtually no cost and no barriers to getting them. For example, you need to have a competent website. You need to have the ability to have people be able to contact you, not just through an email, but through traditional mail, through text messaging, through marketing automation, through social networking. You have to have a way to manage all of those things in a marketing automation way, using tags and otherwise, to keep track of your relationships with customers. You have to know which products and inventory are in stock and not. You have to keep up with chargebacks. You have to keep up with, like, your neighbors are doing some kind of viral thing for their business and all the customers are going there instead of yours. I could go down the list. But the old days, you used to spend a fortune or a ton of time on manual labor to get it done. Now, every Tom, Dick, and Susie can do this. So those are the customers. Those are the clients who, when you approach them with the IKEA of solutions in a box through LaunchKit, will gladly pay you $300 an hour and more for just setting these things up. And that is different, much different than a pretty website, because they will pay you $0 for a pretty website. The robots, the AI, the offshore $4 an hour folks have cornered the pretty website and pretty web page markets. And people know and believe, oh, I can just do that myself. And it's true. I'll just go to Canva and I'll make a pretty page. It's true. There's zero value in it. You know where the value is? Is somebody who is a concierge, who, like, this is just passing it down, paying it forward, who will listen to their problems and has taken the time to become an expert in their niche, because they either live in the same geographic area, understand the product, have had the same pain points and have solved them, have gone through this with other clients, are just super turned on by the idea of fixing those problems. Then they take all of the value that I delivered to you, ready to use from the top down, like a wholesaler in LaunchKit, the expertise, the advice, the strategies, the systems, the software, and they just literally take it, mark it up, and pay it forward. But by focusing that lens on a specific niche customer, you're not selling websites. You're selling solutions to the things that they know they need. There has never been anybody, never, not ever, who said in the 1976 example, oh, I'm not going to do my Yellow Pages ad this year. Because if you didn't get your business in that phone book, you were essentially out of business for the whole year. That's it. I ran in college a balloon business called Balloonatics. Absolute thing we 100% spent all of our money on was that ad in the Yellow Pages. And you paid more for the big ad, because when somebody turned to B for balloons, there we were. That was it. Similarly, people are now aware that they cannot ignore the need for all these really whiz-bang online solutions for selling their courses or doing their subscriptions or having their live events or having even physical products. And they need somebody to help them sort it out. Now, here's what's interesting, and I'm going to dive into the slides. The $300 an hour is not what you think it is. I don't go up to people and go, hey, man, give me $300 an hour. I just talk to people and ask them about their problems. But I know what's in my kit. I know what I've got in the inventory here at IKEA. There's already a pre-baked solution for just about anything under the sun. So as they explain, it hurts when I go like this, or it hurts when I go like this, I already know, aha, I've got something for this and something for that and something for the other that I can suggest to them. And they go, really? And I go, yeah, you can do it yourself for less money than buying the parts. Here's the free instructions. By the way, if you want, I can actually come on by and help you make the recipe for as little as $300 an hour. And probably 1 hour is enough to get what you need done, at least the basic stuff. But I also have these other things available. This formula is universal. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I make a lawyer's level of income working a fraction of the hours, because what happens is the people who come in for free immediately get like, where have you been all my life? And that's the kind of person you want to be for your niche. And I provide you all of the things so you can get off of the hassle. Let's jump into the slides, because me blabbling is not going to get us anywhere. All right. Now, I want to also talk about the fact, I'm not denying for a second, I have been using ChatGPT. And this morning, I'm trying out the new version of ChatGPT, which is their version 01. It's actually pretty clever. I'm pretty impressed by it. And what I did is I programmed in like an outline and asked it to jazz it up a bit. So some of these words, I'm just coming clean with you guys. Some of these words sound very chat GPT-ish, but don't worry, I'm going to elaborate on it. So the complexities of everything else is that when you're in the WordPress ecosystem, we've got the #1 platform. It's undeniable. It's 40%, 47%, whatever it is, run WordPress. Almost everybody understands WordPress, but most of your clients could give a hoot about WordPress. For you as an implementer, as an agency owner, as a business of one who wants to make a really nice living as a side hustle or as a regular thing, the complexities of all of the goddamn plugins you have to buy and all of the individuals going over here, over here. By the way, most of them I know, they're my friends or my colleagues, but my God, it's a flea market of over here, 12 different plugins competing for attention and all of them broadcasting stuff in the dashboard. It's out of control. So what LaunchKit allows me to give to you is a WordPress as a service, streamlined like IKEA experience, where essentially all we're going to do is take the best features. Uncle Spence is going to take the best plugins in class for each feature, make sure they work properly, not only on their own, but with each other, document them, integrate them into examples, give you a system wholesale that just streamlines everything that's a service into like line items. And by focusing on only the things that deliver high value, we don't have to waste our time with stuff that the robots and the $4 an hour offshore folks, no offense to them, are doing. Like, we're not making pretty websites. Nobody gives a goddamn about that. They care about the business part. They care about the marketing automation. They care about more money or keeping themselves alive part, not the pretty part. The pretty part is just presumed. So by taking the wholesale top down, again, you're building houses using all the furniture only from IKEA, and you've got a business account with the guy at IKEA in the yellow vest who gives you everything you need that you can mark up and offer at a markup to clients by focusing on the things clients will pay most for. In the building world, that used to be kitchens and bathrooms and media centers. But here we're talking about e-commerce, marketing automation, e-learning, transactional stuff, the follow-up, SMS messaging. All those things are what people pay big money for because they're really complicated to set up on their own. Okay, so I think this is all fit in this line. Let's scooch it up a bit here. So let's talk about escaping the flea market, right? I've published recently lots of videos, including one where I talked about open source software. As an attorney and as an advocate of WordPress since the beginning, the software is and has always been for free. There's 3 parts to the open source marketplace. There's the software itself, there's the convenience of the automatic updates, and then there's the support from the person who writes the code. But the code is always free. So what LaunchKit offers at the base is the software that has been curated by me personally to provide the features that you need wholesale to deliver at retail to your clients. And those are the high ticket items that when you select this versus that plugin makes a huge difference. I'm getting you off of the endless flea market wheel of trying to pick up your own parts and figure it out. And the reason for doing this is because we can essentially remove all the extra costs of multiple fees and multiple subscriptions and endless sales and 12 different places you have your credit card and getting the license keys. And oh my God, all of those things are inefficient. And also they're incompatible. I can't tell you, every day I wake up, one of the things that I do is I look to see how all of the various features and plugins in WordPress are conflicting with each other. Not because they're not smart people, it's because you may have 80 or 90 plugins in a very nice setup, maybe less, written by 80 or 90 different people, and they're not talking to each other. So like any given day, the core of WordPress plus any of the plugins might start banging into each other and light the entire website on fire, unless you're using LaunchKit, because I can provide a buffer without removing your freedom to make sure that you're using a certain set of ingredients, a certain set of kits, just like IKEA, by the way, kids. You don't go to IKEA with a knife and a tree and say, I'd like to carve this into a chair so it works with your table, because they'd laugh you out of the store with meatballs in hand. Instead, you go to IKEA and you buy one of the pre-made chairs and you assemble it in 2 minutes at home, eating your sweet rolls. Okay. So what LaunchKit allows you to do is to consolidate all of the tools into a platform with simplified management, cost effective. It's $47 a month if you just get software. It's $97 if you get software plus the optimized hosting that is better than most $150 setups at WP Engine or $54 setups at Cloudways. And you get unlimited email support from the concierge, me, about how all of the things work. Just like IKEA. I'm wearing the yellow vest. You have a question? I have 2,000 different SKUs in here. I can point you right to, get you out of the checkout with your kids and be home putting it together by lunchtime. Okay. And then the action steps. So by removing unnecessary overlapping tools, we can essentially give you a unified platform. And that allows you to spend your time on educating your clients on the very same things that I've spent 20 years becoming an expert on and sharing with you across multiple platforms. The things that people will pay for have never changed. They've just, as I said, became more imperative now that everybody can do it. It wasn't that long ago, believe it or not, like I needed coffee. It wasn't that long ago, believe it or not, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, where it was still extraordinarily expensive to run marketing automation. I mean, tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, or to build a competent site that had all these features. I have this month alone 2 new clients, both of whom are doing on the order right now of $2 million a year or more of business using WordPress websites, off the shelf LaunchKit websites. And I am absolutely tickled pink about how incredible it is that we can do all of those things that would have been hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of wasted money on people building stuff from scratch using old-fashioned spaghetti code. Now I can just top down deliver the same solution, whether they're my clients or they're your clients. And what I provide you is 20 years plus 25 more of marketing expertise on how to sell stuff. Now, I've been selling stuff before I was in high school, since I was a kid. I can't believe it. I'm going to have my 40th high school reunion next week. That blows my mind. I've been selling since the 70s. It's not changed one bit because human beings are human beings. So if you could just accept that there's a top-down wholesaler who can give you everything you need, but not lock you into some scam or lock you into some SaaS or lock you into some Herbalife kind of thing, but instead using the very same components of WordPress, just curated with all the madness removed, at a you own it, you control it for yourself, your clients level at a monthly cost, and gets you off the wheel. Everything else can be focused on explaining the very same benefits of this to your own clients using the words I give to you, because your clients are going to go, yes, where do I sign up for what you're offering? Okay, so let's talk about some of these things in specific terms. And let me scale this one. This one actually, there we go. Got to get it out of the workshop badge at the bottom. All right. We talked about this a little bit. The key valuable services and features: e-commerce, membership, e-learning, marketing automation, mobile-friendly design. Like, hey, can we have an app? And I'm like, why do you need an app? Like, because it's going to be on an iPhone. I think my clients use a phone. I'm like, yeah, that's already built in. we had you at hello. So people don't understand this, but built into the key essence of what we're doing is already the mobile-friendly design right in the Cadence and the Gutenberg. So they don't need an app. Consulting services, that is for them, like in other words, for them to have people be able to book them easily and have automatic payment in advance or have the scheduling set up. Events for one-to-many, like maybe they're in the business of doing webinars, or they're doing live events. They want to sell tickets and have QR codes and all that stuff. And then finally, social networking and community, huge comeback, especially now since we've got the Fluent stuff. This is where I started, was social networking back in the day. And it never proved to have the right mix of stuff. It was always too heavy on the belief that everybody in a camp is going to act awesome when you put them on the back of the bus on the way to camp. And it turned out that they act just like little kids going to summer camp. They act obnoxious. But by doing it properly with a lightweight community, like the Fluent community that we're now introducing, we can have this as a feature that you could turn on, and it satisfies one of the biggest demands. It's really crazy. People come in, they're coming from Circle SO or Mighty Networks, or they're coming from Buddy Press, Buddy Boss, or Facebook. And they're like, I just need a place for people to hang out and talk about the stuff I'm teaching them. Super awesome. These key services are your talking points. Okay. If you stick to these and you're saying, this is what I'm going to set up for you. I've shown this multiple times, like in 10 minutes of talking, you will have somebody pay you $300 for any of these by themselves. I have shown examples before. I did this site for a parents network. It is 2 things. It is a 2-page site with WooCommerce and marketing automation that allows them to publish and send to all the parents on the CRM list that here's the Father's Day weekend. And the second page is just a help yourself with the automation of launch flows in WP Fusion and WooCommerce. Help yourself to adding which things you want to buy and give us your details. The Parents Club members were able to sell $15,000 of Parents Club dues the first day. They said to me, this is the first time this has ever happened. We paid you $300 and we made $14,700 of profit finally for running the Parents Club because everybody was able to finally just pay without all the shenanigans. That's it. This kind of stuff is laying all around you all the time. We're going to go into more examples, but that is just factual. You can literally go out and take what's in LaunchKit, follow my example, set this up by going to, I once did this, by the way. I'm going to show you this. If you look up under, there is a website that lists out all of the non-for-profit, list of all non-for-profit in USA. There's a directory that's free online. Okay. It has to be published. And you can go through, there's business leagues, charitable organizations. I mean, you could go, there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them. And if you were to list them out, like specifically, what's amazing, fraternities and sororities, you will find an endless amount of fraternities and sororities that you can contact and say, who's in charge of your parents' club? Or who is it that's in charge or whatever? Because I have a solution for you. So there's an outbound way of getting to these people, but you can also just promote it inside of the social places where they might hang out. So you can go to their websites, or you can go to the places where on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok that you know they're going to be reachable. And you just present a solution where you say, come have a free call with me and I'll set you up. So the things you're offering are valuable immediately. They immediately recognize I made $15,000 for something you sold me for $300. Done. You can even give them a money back guarantee because using LaunchKit, you could just crank this out in 5 minutes. You just, as I've shown you, launch a LaunchKit site, set up a couple things, and you're good. How do we make it so easy? Well, we integrate the pre-made components. In other words, I've curated all the features, plus with the LaunchKit packages or the recipes, you literally don't have to think through this, right? So I've shown you this before with Minute Launch. We've made it that if you've got everything in the freezer that you need, you don't have to have a complicated recipe because everything's in the freezer. So whether it's the full documentation, which goes deep, or whether it's just the recipes, you can essentially go, look, there's 4 steps. Create a product, bump, 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 create a sales page, protect the membership, add membership. These steps know which things are in the kit because you're using the launch kit. And you don't have to go and spend all day figuring out why the 6 or 7 plugins you're putting together are hard to put together. We figured it out, just like at IKEA. You just buy the chair, buy the table, buy the napkins and the silverware and the plates, and you go home and you set it all up, just like in the picture. And you sell it to somebody for the value proposition that I'm talking about here, which is why is it that they need this solution? You go to the pain first. We'll talk about that. Second of all is no coding. So in the early days of WordPress, I used to spend a lot of time teaching people how to do what is still an incredible skill, CSS. Guess what I don't teach anymore? CSS. Now, I've got lots of pals and friends in the business. Kevin Geary is one of them, who, if you want to know more about how to do CSS properly, you can go and double, triple, quadruple down on it. I have decided that I am going to be out of the teaching coding business. I will occasionally sprinkle in some CSS tricks here and there, PHP and so forth, but I would rather focus on the ready-made parts like the IKEA store than the Home Depot model, which is I'm giving you tools and you got to learn how to cut wood into making a chair. I want to be in the pre-made chair business and we focus on what do you need the IKEA furniture for? Or like Legos, I want to be in the Lego business, not the melting plastic business. So I love that there's people who, again, like Kevin, have made a really great reputation and name about the tools and improving them. For me, I'm like, if you stick with the kit, you can still change it if you want. But as soon as you start melting plastic, you can't go back to the guy at Lego and complain that he has to charge you to fix your Lego, Star Wars Death Star because you melted it. You have to stick with the parts that are available or ask for them to make a part like Spence. Why don't we have blankety blank? And I go, you're right. I'll either build it or get it and put it in the kit. Ta-da! That way thousands of people can use it. Why? For a consistent user experience. I've had at least 3 calls this week of people who came to me and said, Spence, something's broken on my LaunchKit site. I go, huh, really? What is it? And I'm not skeptical. I will help them just as quickly. They show me their site, and because I have thousands of people all using the same stuff, immediately I could see, what's that plugin you got in there? What's that custom code you got in there? Oh, well, I thought I was being clever. I go, turn that off for a second and see what happens. Magic happens. The fixing of the problem, as if like, oh, you mean if I don't just go under the hood and start pulling wires out and ripping stuff out and changing the kit, I'll avoid the need to have, you come spend your $300 on me fixing my Frankenstein. And I go, yeah, that's the idea. Find something in the store, use it. If you need it fixed or improved or you need something else, ask me. I will make something, curate something, put it in the kit. That way I can have thousands of people who don't have to spend an ounce of energy or my paid time to fix stuff for them. How simple is that? Okay, so for you, offering valuable core services and features with the LaunchKit and the mindset comes down to 3 things. Define your offerings. Focus on a pain point, a niche that you could just become an expert in it, or you already are it. I don't know. It could be people that love pickleball, or it could be bicycle owners. It could be restaurants. It could be something as simple as just somebody who's trying to sell coursework or to do booking of services. There are so many of those businesses in your space or that are right in front of you that are janky. I'll give you 2 examples. I just went to the dentist and the eye doctor. Let me see if I got it here. I don't have it in front of me. I did. I put it down here. Hold on. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen these things. This is called a bill, and it's made out of paper. My dentist office has 6 offices and a great website, and they send me a frickin' bill in paper, and they have no way to pay online. I call the lady up who I know, Pam, and she's super nice. Hold on. I have a folder under my desk for the stuff, for the dead trees. I call up Pam. I go, Pam, I wanted to pay you this weekend, but you weren't open. I wanted to pay you at night. You weren't open. I call you this morning. You got to take 5 minutes asking me for my goddamn credit card. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? You're charging me $500 to clean my teeth. I can give you this solution. She's like, I'll put you in touch with the person. I call my eye doctor, same thing. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, I can't pay you online. This isn't a HIPAA problem. This is a common sense problem, because all Pam does, or Tony, the lady at the eye doctor, she's just got the machine and she's saying, what's your number? And she types it in once and then disappears. So when myself or my kids or I go back, they've lost all the ability for me to pay online. It's not saved. I'm like, all you need is just a simple 1-page thing. It doesn't need to store people in a CRM, but it could, if I want, save my credit card, and you tell me how much I owe, I go there, pay, and you still get my money the same way you're doing it now. So things like that are simple. You find a pain point of somebody in your existing life, and you focus on just asking them, can I do this better? This is true for the people that moved me into my new house. This is true for the guy that I saw at the country club when I was walking, who was cleaning cars out of a van. I mean, everywhere you go is a potential customer. You then leverage the LaunchKit features. So you essentially think of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 key features, probably more. And you just look at everybody around you and go, I wonder if they have a pain with any of those things. And you just think through, you go, yeah, you know what? The guy with the mobile van has no goddamn website for his car washing business. So I just made a website for him, okay? Using LaunchKit, and I made a trade with them. You wash my cars, I give you a website. I set it up so, just like with the camps, you can just take money and have people schedule online. Took me 10 minutes. I just cranked out a website and I got all my cars washed for free, and he gets something super easy. Washtoyou.com. Now, you're not going to actually book with this one, because that's a conversation for another day about the long-term relationship. But the fact that I was able to do that is an example of how you can see pain all around you. It doesn't have to be complex. And he was like, I'm in. So whether it be a barter or whether it be for cash, you can easily get $300 an hour and more, as I'll talk about in a second, on the relationship that grows from the first time you come up to the person. And then finally, create service packages. That's what I'm going to get to. When you go to WP Launchify and you have a free call, this is what you guys are going to be doing too. You're going to be offering essentially, I want to listen to your problems. Come talk to me. And you're using your very same LaunchKit tools like I do in order to schedule a call, right? Just don't tell me a lot. Just tell me if you got a CRM in 30 or 60 minutes, call me, sets it up for free, put you in the system. Why? Because when you have these calls, guess what happens? Everybody loves to talk about themselves. And you're the first person that understood that their real problems were that they had a Frankenstein monster of a business, or they had shiny ball syndrome, and all these yucca pucks were telling them like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we got to put you in a cage and you got to blah, blah, blah. No, you come in and you go, oh, I can do something like that for $300. What? Well, when you can do something for $300 immediately, but in addition to what you tell them for free, you're going to be able to do and show them, they're like, nothing to lose, nothing to lose. And you know what happens then? They sign up for your recurring revenue maintenance thing, whether it be the hosting of the site, or whether it be you being on like $100 a month for service, or whether it be you do something like I do, like a sprint. They have more than 1 hour of problems. And you go, look, I think I can do this for this amount of time, or this amount of time, or this amount of time. And I have not had one person yet who's ever come for just $97 and leave. They either come for 97 plus 300, or they stay and do one of these sprints. And then they stay. This is $1,140 a year forever, times however many people. But they're not bothering you once you get them set up. The AEPI Parents Club or the washing guy or the moving company, they're not calling me every day. They just got it set up, and it's set up, and that's it. So by having service packages, you can create stuff that as a company of one, good morning. As a company of one, you can still manage it and run it. I can have thousands of clients and maybe a handful of concierge project clients. Okay. So, I mean, it is true. I cannot be doing concierge, build outs or things like a real intent. I can do 4 or 5 of those a month, because otherwise I just get overwhelmed. But 5 people, $5,000, and the amount of time to babysit those is really easy when layered on top of the other people who are just there passively asking an email. I have hundreds of people a day asking me questions in email, and it's very easy to answer when you run the IKEA store, because you already know the answers before they're asked. The questions are asked. All right, so let's talk about WordPress as a service, because I really feel this is relevant to the bigger picture. Let me also scale this down, because for some reason it's kind of tiny. I'm sorry about that, but I wanted to make it fit. Okay. What would it be like if WordPress wasn't a flea market? Well, I've just outlined what that sort of sounds and looks like, right? You have solutions instead of parts. So all of the software, all of the hosting, all of the support, it's a solution. Let's be honest, it's like every other SaaS company in the world. Salesforce doesn't sell parts. They sell a very expensive, comprehensive thing. You go to Kartra, Kajabi, ClickFunnels, you go to School with a K, or Mighty Networks, or any of these things, these SaaS solutions, they're not selling you parts, and they're not giving you, go to the flea market and ask the people for answers. They offer a comprehensive solution. Come stay at the Salesforce 4 Seasons. Come stay at the Go High Level 4 Seasons, Kartra, Kajabi. It's a platform. Now, there's ways to expand the platform, because unlike those SaaS platforms here, you and your clients 100% own and control it. Even with LaunchKit, I provide you all of the LaunchKit software, including my own plugins, for free. You own them. They're yours. The code, once it's left the building, is gone. But you just don't get the ongoing support or the convenience or other things. So what I'm selling is not the software, but you own it and control it, and you can modify it, and you could take even the full LaunchKit and copy it and duplicate it and do my business, which is what I'm hoping you'll do, because it's amazing and it works for all of your clients. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Think of it like wholesaler, retailer. Think of it like not multi-level marketing scammy, but how a good, like, if you think of like McDonald's, like a franchisor franchisee thing works. You can open an independent store, you can do a company store, but either way, you're going to follow the processes and get all the stuff from one source so that you could just kill it from day one instead of reinventing the history of McDonald's. So the advantages for the clients, They get something from you that's hugely valuable at a much lower fee, even if it's mostly your profit. Scalability, because you're not reinventing the stuff. You've got me at the top end working out the processes and the systems and providing all the parts. And you've got access for top up, top down. You can get the further answers you need for complex problems, because let's say a great opportunity comes your way and you're like, dude, I do not know how this works. You just ask me, ask us at the top end. We give you the solution, and whether we just hand it over to you or maybe offer as a white label partner, or you bring us in as your expert, there's ways that we can provide this like thing that will make you more money if you come across a gold mine without you worrying like, how the hell am I going to pull this off? And then for you, recurring revenue. So the income from the subscription fees that you can charge by offering the same platform that we're offering to you at wholesale is enormous. 100 people at minimum. I mean, I would not charge 47 a month for hosted, but a minimum 97 a month. Do the math. You're making $120,000 a year for just the people being hosted with you and getting the software that we're providing. And you're just, charging for hands-on, but you include for free, like I do for you, unlimited email, because people are not going to expect you to do stuff over email. Just give them answers. Upselling are the extra services. So let's say it turns you on to do stuff like design work or to build out their emails or their funnels. Awesome. There's a million opportunities within the system. I have to stand up from my back, sorry. There's a million opportunities in the system for you to offer the kinds of services that I otherwise tell people they should do on their own. Like, I don't do copyright and design on purpose. I'd rather focus on the systems. However, you can offer that as a huge upsell, a huge value. And we're going to talk about how there's an even marketplace opportunity there. And then efficiency. Because of the fact that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just take your stuff out of the freezer, your pre-made LaunchKit solutions, and the expertise delivered. You just have to spend your time talking to people. That's it. And you implement LaunchKit, right? So I've already shown you in other webinars, and I can show you quickly at the end of this if we have time. You can press a button, install LaunchKit for free, add your personal login, and if you're a subscriber, you've got all of the systems, all the software available to you to just use anywhere. We've given you patterns, and we've also given you recipes so that you can save time. Things like, I don't have to reinvent the wheel about an awesome optimized checkout page or multi-block or price table, because it's already been created by Spence. And all I got to do is like literally go, oh, this one looks good. I'm going to go with this one, right? This donation checkout page, right? Check it out. Make sure it's for you. You go, oh, love it. Copy the pattern code, paste it in your LaunchKit. You're done. Why? Because you're not putting your own stuff in there. It's already a system. Like you go to IKEA and you've got a table with 5 chairs. You say, I want a 6th chair. They hand you a chair. You go home and you're done. You don't start carving a tree. You see? There's no need to do that. Now, if you want to do that, there's plenty of other ways to make a living as like a coder or a developer or an old-fashioned craftsman or craftsperson. But that's not what we're offering here. Okay? So, implementing maintenance and updates. This one gets me because it's 99% of my value, I think. Every day is like getting on like a roller coaster blindfolded in WordPress. It's the most exciting, dynamic, crazy, I would never trade it for anything in the world experience. But holy crap. Everybody from Mullenweg down has decided that this roller coaster is not going to be a system that has like, here's what to expect. Here's the rules. Here's how we're going to do things. Instead, it's put a blindfold on, spin you around 6 times, put you in one of the cars, forward facing or not, and go on the ride. And somebody's changing the track every day because the people at the core are changing stuff. They can't decide Gutenberg versus full site editing versus classic. There's independent companies who've grown so big that they think they can do anything to anyone, anywhere, anytime. Some companies have been offering stuff, have left the building, and other ones are still here trying to essentially lock everybody into a cage of bad behavior. Then there's the independent people who are doing really clever stuff, creative stuff, who can't get a voice and can't get heard because the actions of these big baddies. But at the same time, it's open source. So whether it's Robinhood or whatever you want to use the metaphor, people like what I think I'm doing can come in and stabilize it. We could say, Stop the madness. Let's just chill out, man. We don't need to do this. We could just take the good stuff we want, curate it, and offer it as an amazing experience inside the quiet domestic bubble of our Four Seasons hotel, our Wayfair, our Kia, our Lego store. We don't have to worry about the crazy stuff happening in the regular WordPress. Leave that to other tribal leaders who want to battle it out for the hearts and minds. We're just offering our own version of it. Why? Because it's open source. We can do it. It's legally, morally, ethically, business sense-wise, the right answer, and it's overdue. And that's the goal. That's where the 20 years plus the 6 or so before of me being in software have been leading to, this kind of thing. So, ability to give you streamlined setup, all the maintenance and updates, the dashboards that allow the installation of 90 plugins that have been curated and tested and documented and worked together with one click. Oh my God. Let me show you what this looks like. It's madness. Watch this. I'm going to start from scratch here, and I'm going to use zipwp, even though it's like got zero memory. Watch. All you need to do is try.new plugins LaunchKit. All you need to do, and I'm just going to take you through this because this is how ridiculous it is. For any new client, if you're not using a package or a pattern that we've already created or a recipe, this is how you start. And even if you are, this is still how you're going to start. So all I do is LaunchKit's installed. I always do, unless you're doing white label and you want to hide the menu option, just click these 4 things and I keep them off so that you can choose which of our admin smoothers you want to use to avoid the crazy experience. You put in your LaunchKit, your WP Launchify LaunchKit subscription membership here. You don't need keys for anything. No more keys. No license keys required. Why? Because we've got this option at the top here. See where it says hide notices? You click that button and everything else is removed. Everything else is hidden. So you have this amazing experience that is like tranquil and calm, right? Because you don't need to be bothered by every single Tom, Dick, and Harry plugin author trying to scream attention and pull you away. So when you've got it on, the red button is on. Next, I just click install Cadence theme because I recommend using Cadence theme. Even if you want to use other stuff, just use it because that's what's in all those patterns. That's like in Legos, that green base piece that you put all the Legos on. You can do other stuff, but why? We've already got it figured out. We have a relationship with all the Cadence stuff. Why do you need 17 different themes? I don't care if you're using Elementor. Elementor's left the building. Cadence does it better, and it does it in line, and we've got it optimized. Why do you need another one? You don't go to Salesforce and ask them to change out their page builder. Just use it, for gosh sake. You got to switch to decaf. Okay, next, watch this. I check for the updates. It grabs the latest package that Spence has curated. Now, I know there's 3 or 4 things that'll need to be updated today, so you're going to see them in a second. I just do this every day, but I have not done it today. Once that it's gotten the updates, it'll tell you, okay, here's your latest package. Click one button. Watch this. Get a timer. Install. Just goes through. Look at this. And it makes that sound. It's installing 90 plugins into your freezer. Now, why is this relevant? I now have in this site everything I need to build any of the recipes. Look, 97 plugins installed in 9 seconds. Now, let's say I use a recipe and I want to put a few things together, right? There's a lot of ways to do it. I can manually activate it. I can use a package. I can use a pattern. I can even use over here our manager, and I can just say, let's just take these plugins and activate them, right? And I say, here's the recipes I want to activate. Activate select plugins. Okay. I've got 3 things activated, and I can see they're activated because when I click on the status, this allows you to see very quickly what you got. But look at this new button, clean up all inactive plugins. So let's say I know I built out my site and I've got everything ready, and I just want to clean up the fridge. I don't want to leave all the containers of ingredients I'm never going to use. Oh, let's just clean it up. Click a button, and it cleans them all up. Cleans them all up. And refresh. And guess what we've got now? We've now got the site cleaned up with only the active plugins, and everything else is deleted, ready to be brought back in from space if you need it. I dare anybody to do things more efficiently with setting up a WordPress site for their clients. You have 97 possible ingredients. You can install the latest versions in 10 seconds, activate whichever ones you want from a pre-made recipe package, whatever, and then clean the rest of them up in another 4 seconds. Total investment, 1 minute. 1 minute. I dare you to do this any other way, because I've been doing this for 20 years, and that's why I ended up writing this software, because I found myself spending years trying to add a plugin and update it. It takes forever. And there's all these other aggravations now in the normal setup of WordPress that slow you down, like dependencies and other crazy stuff that the kids in the hall are making for no good reason other than they can. And I just want to take you away from that. We don't need that. Okay. Action steps. You develop whatever packages you want for WordPress as a service. I right now suggest what I do at Launchify has been working brilliantly. You can offer them the full package that includes hosting. You can get a rocket.net. You go to rocket.net and just get their agency plan, as I am doing exactly. It costs you $10 a site. You can do 10 sites here. You could sell them at a cost of $10 out of your pocket. So you literally can clone my model, or you can get the additional client sites and I will support your clients and you will get a revenue stream from me doing all the work. Either way you do it, I'm thrilled. But the bottom line is just, you've got the full site plus the software plus your help by email. Sell it for 97 bucks. Since you can sell this on your own unlimited, it costs you nothing. I mean, other than the $10 per site, because with Launchify, you're only paying me once and you can have 1 million clients. You're not paying me per client. It's $97 a month. I hope you have 1 million clients and then you come back and take me to your private island someday. The hosting solutions, again, I give you all of the ways where you can install a plugin on any host, even a free ZipWP or Rocket. You could click the link and have me host and manage your clients for you if you want. But either way, any hosting will work. And you just get it set up that they pay you if you want. Like, you can even do it as an affiliate. Have your clients pay the full price to the host and you take the affiliate commission and you just give them the software. And then you do an onboarding process, which is what we've been discussing. I'm not going to go in too much detail, but like, sell the solution to the pain. Okay. Why is all this different than pretty websites? Because it focuses on the thing that people care about. They're in pain. They need your expertise. They need your relationship. They want to hear from you as a human being, not as an AI. They want somebody like any human, right? Somebody they can trust, personal connection. The competitive edge of having you as their expert. I got Spence. This guy Spence. You know, like, this is where I make my living, honestly. These folks, like, I got Spence. All these people who, like, Xander is one of my favorite lately. But like, all these people have stories of how, like, I was going to hell in a handbasket and I met Spence and he pulled me out. You know, that's the point. You want to build a relationship of over delivering, under promising, and then people will be praising you for up and down forever. You know, what is it? You'll reap the benefits of that. Okay. And then a better understanding. Like, when you're in a human relationship, you can filter out all of the complexities of things that you will be an expert in because you're a LaunchKit customer. I make it easy for you. You make it easy for your clients. You don't have to be an expert today. Just mouth the words for today. And then over time, you'll become an expert. You become a trusted advisor, an active listener. I can't tell you how valuable that is to people. I know myself, I need my friends to listen to me rant about my back and about my life and this and that and whatever, because just being able to talk is cognitive behavioral therapy. It's good for the soul. So having you as their active listener is 99% of that relationship sometimes. And then being responsive for support. Oh my God, Spence, the plugin blew up. What do I do? And you go, it's cool, chill. I'm going to take care of it. And last night I was at my kids' hockey practice and I was sitting outside on a bench and I had like 6 or 7 overseas clients who are like, Spence, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, it's fine. I'm just sitting there drinking my tea and just clicking the button and enjoying the lifestyle that I've been able to build, because I'm not trying to deal with unreasonable people doing irrational stuff. They're just asking me, like, why is the drawer in my IKEA furniture thing not closing? And I go, don't worry about it. I know how to fix it. Okay. You do that because you're leveraging the time-saving tools, right? So, and by the way, I didn't post this, but I'm going to post this. Here's the link. If you guys want, you're welcome. I'll leave this on here for now. and it may go into a permanent index. This is the posted text of what I'm doing. So the efficiency and the focus on clients and the tailored solutions is different for solving Frankenstein monsters than what I used to do. So I've always been in the Frankenstein business, fixing Frankenstein monsters. But up until I officially made this change with deciding to go all in on LaunchKit, myself and my colleagues, the people who worked for me, made our business of charging people hourly or by a bundle to just continue tweaking their Frankensteins. Not killing them, not removing them, not changing them, not mandating them that they go away, but just like, okay, we'll look in your Frankenstein. And we were being paid to continue perpetuating Frankensteins. And I hated it. So I ended it. So what you're going to do is you're going to not do Frankenstein stuff, because in the end, it will pay for itself exponentially. You are going to focus on just the clients and the relationship, because I'm going to give you all the stuff you need, so you don't have to reinvent that wheel. You just take it and apply it to their particular business idea or their problems. And these tailored solutions easily tweaked by you into something more by just, like the dog brush, the hairbrush. It's just change the picture on the package. It's still a brush. And your action steps are simple, right? So you're using tools like the email, the video, and the chat, like I described, to get people to talk to you for free. It's the best investment ever. I've spent $0 on Facebook ads or any ads, because all I do is get into communities, get into relationships where people will send their customers and clients to me, or people will see that I'm solving problems and they know they can ask me for free to talk about themselves. Regular check-ins and gathering feedback. So asking people with 1WD, 1WD.tv/have I helped. I give this to all my clients and customers. They fill out a form. They tell me whatever they want to tell me. And then I go to canva.com and I make a very pretty, like I do for all my stuff with little work, I make a very pretty 500 by 500 card. Here's the last one I made with Bernie. I just literally paste in their name, paste in their URL, paste in what they said from the form. And then I publish this on social media and put it inside of the site as one of the slider items. So I have a database of thousands of happy people, because I just asked them for that feedback. And in doing so, they're thrilled, because it sort of solidifies the experience. They're like, yeah, you know what? I said some stuff that I really mean. Like, you really did help me out. And the opportunities here are a bunch. So the community itself is interesting, because some of the things you're going to do are not actually going to be for serving clients or for your own business. They're going to be in creating things that complement this growing community of WordPress as a service with LaunchKit, such as you might make accessory templates or plugins or extensions, or maybe you're good at CSS and you want to do stuff. You might offer services like, I'll do your landing pages using Cadence and LaunchKit, or I'll help with setting up your email marketing stuff. I have so many clients that ask me every day, do you know anybody you can recommend who can do the stuff? Because I don't have a team member to do it. And I don't want to charge them for that, because I'd rather focus on other stuff. But servicing people using these kits is a huge opportunity. Like, this is an example. I said earlier, in the canva.com tool, there's people who in Etsy, the marketplace, are doing nothing but making pretty templates for Canva for business purposes and selling them for $50, $100, $150, $200, $300 each. And they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars making templates for the Canva platform. Same idea. Tutorials, courses, guides, templates, packages, design tools. Anne, who's probably here today, is doing it with Nutritionify. You can do so many things in servicing the community of people who are using the same tools, especially in the LaunchKit, or just some of the tools. Maybe you just become good at Cadence. Who cares? You've got an opportunity to actually make the $300 now servicing the people who are using the system as much as you are for the people who have the end business result. And so this allows you to create lots of revenue streams, a brand, and networking opportunities. You can become known as the person who does the sales funnels for Fluent CRM inside of LaunchKit that connects with WP Fusion and WooCommerce. Guess what that means? You got like 4 brand names, 4 Facebook communities, all of whom you could go in and be like, hey, I'm your person. I'm the expert. I can do this. What do you charge? Well, let's have a free call and talk about what you need. And they go, blah, 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 blah. And they tell you 12 different things you could do. And you go, well, we could start with the $300 per hour for the one big thing, but if you want, I can do these other things too. And they go, well, let's try it out. And next thing you know, you're on a monthly revenue, but you also made $300 on that first call, because like just taking the moment to listen to them is all it needed. So knowing the needs, the pain points, developing offerings from what's in the LaunchKit to solve those, just like I solve for you, or asking me how you could do it, because that's what I'm providing you also. And then marketing it. Instead of wasting your energy on marketing, look at the pretty website. You say, are you stuck because you don't know how to do marketing automation and your clients are all being flushed down the toilet? Or do you have trouble selling your membership stuff or your social networking? You can now market to specific catchphrases or keywords or terms or communities because you've got out of the box stuff that's ready to work with it. So summing up, that was a fast hour of me ranting. My back is hurting. My back is a journey. I'm still on the journey of my back. I'll keep you guys posted. I don't like to talk about it, but like today I'm having trouble. I have an ice pack in, but I'm having trouble sitting. So you're escaping the clutter of multiple subscriptions to all the components and plugins. You offer high value core services for clients, real pain points. This WordPress as a service allows you to deliver all in one concept. People get it. They know what IKEA is. They know what Lego store is. They don't need 20 different subscriptions to 20 different plugins and 20 different people telling them 20 different things. They're sick of it. Personal relationships are where you build the trust and differentiate your services. And then your business models are about the ecosystem. Maybe you're servicing your own business. Maybe you're servicing a client's business one-on-one, or maybe you're servicing other people who are in the same business by doing the things they would rather not do. And they bring you in or pay you from the client's budget. That happens all the time. So your next steps are to begin using these strategies. Hello. Leverage what I've given you in LaunchKit, right? I've got a million different ways to do this in the documentation, my videos, all of them at WP Launchify or in the spencerforman.com content library, and engage with the various communities that you may already know about. If you're into trike flying or pickleball or riding bikes or dentistry, whatever the hell it is, go into those communities and start asking people, what is your biggest problem? What are you trying to do? Maybe you can see an opportunity from your own business. Like, people graduating from nutrition college and they don't have a website to promote themselves, like Ann I've talked about. Okay. By streamlining these, focusing on your relationships, it's possible to increase your earnings because you go right to making the money instead of like hoping that somebody thinks you'll make them a pretty website. Don't bother. It's a waste of time. Just focus on the pain points people have in their normal businesses, because like the Yellow Pages ads, they will immediately trigger as soon as you tell them you've got a solution for those problems. By providing the value, they immediately understand the human, like part of this equation. Like, you're going to be my concierge and you're going to solve this money back guarantee. And it's just $300 and I'm done with all this aggravation and I can call you personally instead of putting a ticket into somebody, God knows if it's a human being, to solve my problem. And they go, you say, yes. They go, I'm in. You had me at hello, Tom Cruise. Here's your action plan. So review what you're doing now. I bet we can throw out most of what you're doing because there's a bunch of clunkers in there. You can do this through a free call with me, by the way. You transition using LaunchKit. It's free. It's $97, money back guarantee. You cannot lose. So it's free. It's a free try. You enhance your service by offering packages. I can help you if we have a call about like defining what those things may be. And you use it to feature these more efficiently. You shouldn't be building the wholesale products and services. I've already got them for you. You just find places where those match up with the things you are interested in or the niches you can service. And then you adopt the same WAS model, right? So WordPress is a service you can do a free call. You can do 47, 97. You can do 1 hour. You can do like a week, a month, a year, whatever you want. The idea is to sell something that is just not a hit and run, but that is an ongoing relationship as well, because that recurring revenue adds up and the loyalty and the stickiness of it are unbelievable, right? Like, you don't wake up in the morning going like, I hope I make $1 today. You wake up and go, oh, look at all the people whose subscriptions hit today. That's key. The client relationships are instead of advertising. So when you invest time into free phone calls and servicing communities for free by giving great answers, guess what? You're not wasting money flushing it down the toilet of Facebook ads or Google ads or hoping that somebody realizes you're different. Instead, you just say, I'm a human being. Let's talk. And I want to listen to you about what's wrong with you. And I will curate a personalized solution, just like a concierge in a hotel, for what you need. When I go to Toronto, I stay at the Four Seasons, the original one, and the lady at the desk is awesome. And she gets me hooked up for the right restaurants and the transportation, and I get to the Leafs games and all that stuff because there's a concierge for that reason. I don't have to sweat it. So you develop your products or services for other LaunchKit users if you're into the idea of servicing the ecosystem, and make these to help, again, expand your brand. I'm the expert at doing sales pages. I am really awesome at those fluent marketing automation, action steps, whatever. And that's it. Okay. What are you guys going to do? What you guys are going to do is you're going to go to WP Launchify if you haven't done so already, and you're going to sign up for LaunchKit, for God's sake. But if you have not done so, you can also sign up for a free call with me, and we can talk about this for you and your business. Now, I have done this going on 20 years, and I am really happy to say this has been my best year ever. I have no employees anymore. I have tons of great relationships, tightly wound with the high level, everybody who makes stuff or does stuff in WordPress. And as I've shown you on many occasions, you can see on the website, I am doing multiple videos, multiple group events, multiple interactions, multiple codings every day of the week, even with a bad back and raising 3 kids. Why and how? Because I have stopped focusing on the stuff that makes no difference to my spirituality, my capitalistic nature, my humanity. I have focused instead on doing the thing that I'm crazy enjoying, which is building great relationships with you and other people who have real pain points that I can solve. And I've focused on doing, thank you, Marie Kondo, tools and services and solutions that make it easier for me to service thousands of people in an efficient way that they all feel special, and they are special. You're special to me because I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm not hawking my wares or trying to trick people, and I'm not being an asshole. And I've only had one person who I feel bad for because I think she had some other problems beyond me. I've only had one person ask me for a refund, even on my services, in 20 plus years. And that's remarkable to me because, like, there's lots of businesses where people come and go. I buy stuff on Amazon all the time, and it's like, F you. You're just a dick. I don't want to do any business with you because you're treating me wrong. I don't want that kind of life. I believe that we're like here for a higher purpose, and we need to help each other. We need to have the golden rule, but at the same time, the realities of our physical world. We need to sell stuff. We need to be in a capitalistic economy because that's what makes things happen. This is how you can service both of those needs, both of those goals in a way that you can be true to yourself. And I also can provide a top-down way of doing it. It's all owned. It's all controlled. Everybody has the freedom of coming and going, and nobody's trapped. Even the unhappy customer got her money back because that's the way the system works. No games, no tricks. And so I would like you to try it out. If you're not done so, you go over to WP Launchify and subscribe to LaunchKit, the $97 a month. Let's have a free call, and I will share with you how you can make $300 an hour, literally starting this weekend if you want, because you have no risk. You just get your money back if it doesn't work out. I cannot imagine that happening because I have over 50,000 clients and customers and students and 20 years of this in action. And some of the people actually ended up not only being clients, but actually came to work with me. So I hope that you will have a similar experience. I've loved today. This is the old Spence. I'm back, baby, because LaunchKit is killing it. I also high five to many of my clients who are maybe listening, who are just killing it with the LaunchKit stuff. Like, I get goosebumps when I think that the stuff that we've created here is now working for companies that are doing multiple 7-figure revenues, because that proves you don't need any magic tricks. You just need the IKEA, the Lego store mentality curated down with somebody who puts a little thought into it, which is what I like to think I do. So thank you for everybody who's joined me, and I hope you enjoy this replay. See you at WPLaunchify.com or on social media at Spencer Foreman. Talk to you next Friday. Enjoy your weekend.